Mukutulu. So gnosis, retreat. Group meditation. Just writing up the notes down for the questions that came about last night. And somewhere in our travelings, questions. You know what they say about writing things down. A short pencil, it's better than a long memory. Because our brains have somehow been designed to forget things that we're not interested in. Mandla! Matla. So I see that Mandla is here. Who by B? Oh no, I like that name. So today I want us to speak about or talk about fear. One of the things that have been holding us back is fear. And we have to break it down physically, and we have to break it down metaphysically. So that's what I want us to talk about today. And we're of course going to touch a bit on the soul, as to what a soul is. And while we're talking about the soul, a lot of us tend to make a mistake of thinking that the soul and the spirit are synonymous. They are not. So we're going to be talking about that as well. We'll be explaining a bit as to what the soul is and what the spirit is. I know that a lot of people are into the science of soul, studying as to how it works. We're also going to be talking a bit about eschatology. This is the science that looks at where does the soul go after you die. So let's see, who do we have? It's a 10 o'clock session. We're also going to have a 2 o'clock session. So I'm waiting for the people to pop in so that I can also answer some of the few questions. Somebody asked about gnosis. We spoke briefly about it last night, but I'd like to finish up some few things. We also have a retreat that we're going to be having by the end of next month. And somebody also asked about the group meditation thingy, so that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's just wait for the people. Dafita, how are you? User 547, Unjoni. Ntetsani, how are you, Ntetsani? So the topic today is fear. I want us to talk about how does the fear affect our brains. We're going to be talking about how it kills the neurons, how it can literally fry your brain patterns. We're going to be talking about the amygdala. We're going to be borrowing a couple of pages from neuroscience to show you that if you are too much into a state of fear, that can shrink your brain. Neurodegenerative diseases like dementia, like which other else it is? There's a whole lot amount of neurological diseases that we develop, but this is because of too much fear. We're going to be looking at strategies as to how we can be able to release some of it, because if we live in this perpetual state of fear, we are actually dying in installments. If you didn't know that, stick around for the next couple of minutes. We're also going to be talking about the soul, about the ascension, about the mutation. Some people want to go to 4D, some people want to go to 5D, some people want to go to 6D, some people want to raise up their kundalini, some people want to get enlightened. And I want to show you that you cannot do that if you have fear, particularly it ruling you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. 10 o'clock, I see you. Agnes, how are you, Agnes? So how we do it here is, if you hear on a page, you like what we're talking about, you follow the brother, because we're working with the algorithm. And if you got some likes in your back that you still have left, you can drop them off here. How do you send out the likes? You double tap the screen, basically just showing up the love. No, how are you? No. So you're basically just showing up the love. This is a self-funded channel. We rely mostly on what the algorithm actually generates for us. So if you do that, you in a way helping us to buy the datas so that we can be able to keep the knowledge going, to pay for some subscriptions of the books, to buy some resources, to crack into some research papers, because there's a lot that we're going to need to learn that is not being spoken about at 7 o'clock news. There's a lot that we need to learn that is not being put in newspapers. There's a lot that we need to understand and get the wisdom with, and particularly they're not written in the social medias. I can go as far as saying that bulk of what we get on social medias and other various medias, it's nothing but BS. You go figure. So, I see that you're here. Hey, Alumi, thank you very much. I can see that you're busy already. I'm liking up the page. So, we're going to be talking about non-physical aspects. Today, we're going to be talking about the energy that pumps your heart or beats your heart. We're going to be trying to talk about the energy that is responsible for the blood circulation in your body. We're going to be talking about the energy that actually animates you. Scientifically, we're going to be talking about parasympathetic systems. You'll hear we're going to be talking about the amygdala. We're going to be talking about the lympathetic system. We're going to be talking about your hormones, because believe it or not, electricity that your body fires, if it's not properly directed, it can wreak havoc. Depression is a result of energy that is not being properly directed. Anxiety is a result of the energy that is misfiring. Modern diseases or lifestyle diseases is nothing but the energy that is not calibrated. So if you want to heal yourself, we're going to have to go a little bit to the east. We can't now wholly rely on the west to heal this machine. You'll know that the Eastern philosophy postulates that you can't heal the body alone. If you want a permanent healing, you can't heal the body alone. You have to heal the energies, you have to heal the thought patterns, you have to heal the emotions. In the West, to try to combat that, psychology was created or was came about or was conceptualized. In psychology, you'll know that you have psychiatrists, you have psychologists, and up it goes. These are the people that are not dealing with the physical part of you. These are the people that are dealing with the non-physical part of you. Because somehow, somebody picked it up that if the body gets sick, the body, it's nothing but a symptom. The body, it's something like a dashboard. You know, when you have a car, you got the engine, right? And you got the dashboard. It's not the dashboard that is responsible for driving the car. It's the engine. So with you, it's exactly the same thing. When you're coughing, or maybe perhaps when you are being depressed, it's because the engine needs to be worked on. And obviously you can't go to the engine if you don't know what is it that you're going to do in there. That's why this channel came about, because we're talking about things that mostly we don't know, but we're trying to figure out. We're talking about things that are eternal. We're talking about the engine. And obviously, no one is ever right when it comes to that. That is why I normally say to the people, if you're listening to the channel or if you're listening to me, please don't make a mistake of believing what I'm saying. Please don't make a mistake of taking what I'm saying for the truth. Instead, it needs to ignite something in you to go do a research. Read some books. Check out some YouTube. Check out some whatever. Join some WhatsApp groups where people are having mature conversations, with the hope that eventually you'll graduate that and to know that the best book that you have to read, it's yourself. The best YouTube that you have to subscribe to, it's yourself. And you will understand as well that nobody actually outside of you can tell you the truth, because you are the person that has to decide what the truth is. So wherever where you go, people are telling you the ultimate truth. You have to, start running away very quickly. Because, you've been told in religious texts. You've been told on spiritual texts. You've been told on ancient texts that the kingdom of God is within you. If you're looking for the kingdom of God somewhere else, you're bound to get lost. If you're relying on other people to show you how to heal, or if you're relying on other people to show you how to become whole, or if you're relying on other people to tell you how to forgive yourself, you're bound to get lost. But I'm not there today. I was just actually giving a bit of a teaser as to what this channel is all about. And I see you, Special K, I see you, Mama Rena, and I think I can start addressing the questions that we have. Some of the questions came from the WhatsApp group. If you guys are wondering which WhatsApp group now, we have a WhatsApp group here on this platform, /book club, /family, quiet group, /insightful group, whatever that you want to make of it. If you want to be part of us, you can do so. I think we have around about 150 plus participants. And we got good folks in there. If you don't wanna mess out, join that group. I mean, it's a beautiful group. Hi, Connie Makonza. How are you, Connie Makonza? So, if you guys wanna join, this is what you do. You follow me. That is, if you haven't already. You then go to my bio right here on the same platform. There's a link right there. You click that link, you'll find yourself in a WhatsApp group. But a lot of people have been telling me that that link seems to malfunction. Right on top of the link, there's my number. That's my functional number. You can send me a WhatsApp, then I can add you in a WhatsApp group. So normally what we do is I try to send people that have hopped on quite recently the books that we've shared so far. But yet, if you don't want to be part of the WhatsApp group, but you just want to plug with the books, hit the brother up. And yeah, so yesterday we were talking about religion. This obviously came as a result of incessant requests that came from the people. That at some point we don't need to skimp and glance over religions. We need to break them down apart so that we can gain not only information, but we can gain understanding. Because a lot of our faults that we get into problems with, or a lot of our problems that we have as people is we lack wisdom, we lack understanding. Knowledge, yeah, we have. Information, in the actual fact, we're drowning in it, but we're lacking understanding, and we tend to make not informed decisions. That's why beliefs start coming about, because whatever that you believe, it's something that you don't understand, but you somehow know that it's like that, so you go with that. So, we spoke yesterday about the religion of Scientology. We spoke about it at length, how it came about, what does it that it postulates, which is one of the things that I said, if you got a religion that you'd like us to cover as well, put it in through. You can either send it here on a platform, or you can send it in a WhatsApp group, or you can send it to me personally. Because the thing about this channel is we're not pro anything, we're not anti anything, because we are mature enough. When I say we, I'm talking about you and I. Don't be sitting there and thinking, ooh, there they go again. I'm talking about you and I. We are mature enough to understand that truth can be found anywhere. You can find the truth in a club, in as much as you can find the truth in church. You can find the truth in the Bible, in as much as you can find the truth in the candles. You can find the truth in the rocks, in as much as you can find the truth in earthing. You can find the truth in meditation, in as much as you can find the truth in yoga. So we are mature enough to say this thing of saying that we only have to read this, or we only have to be limited with this, it's holding us back. So we understand that for us to be able to make informed decisions, for us to be conscious, which by the way means expanded awareness. So if you claim that you're a conscious being, but you're only, looking at one area of study, I will actually impel you to start widening up your prospects. So we spoke about Scientology yesterday as to how did it come about, what are the principles, what are the beliefs, what are the tenets of it, and a word came about last night that means gnosis. Now, if you're not too much into religion, if you're not too much into spirituality, if you're not too much into ancient text, whatever that I'm going to be saying next might not make sense. But it doesn't mean that it's less existent. You need to archive it somewhere in your head or write it somewhere down. Because as you're busy going into your studies, some of the things that we speak about here, you might pick them up, right? So, there's a scripture that is commonly referred to when you go to the religious texts, when you go to the religion text, which is the Bible. This scripture runs something like this. Jesus referring to him as one as the Father. Back in the days before Christianity became what it is today, that was known as kenosis. Kenosis means I understand that I am one with the force that created me. The people back in the days used to understand that, but because we're living in the so-called civilized, modern times, a lot of what we speak about has been transliterated and translated. A lot of the words have been misconceptualized. A lot of the words have been given baggage that really they don't deserve. Tobela Malebu, Caroline, I see that you're here. So we're speaking about fear and soul, but I'm addressing some of the few aspects, particularly gnosis, as to where it came about. That is kenosis. When Jesus said, I and Father are one, that literally meant, or not literally, let me not make a mistake of literacy here. That meant that Jesus understood that he is one with the Creator. Later on, when the religion of Christianity morphed and metamorphosized, taken over by the Romans, we all know the story about Constantine as to how a whole lot amount of religious practices, particularly in religion, are based on what is called pagan religion. Pagan religion, by the way, loosely translated, it means African religion. So if you're not into religions, and that's what I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be a bit of a mess call, write it somewhere. Put it somewhere in your brain, because it's going to be very ideal, especially if you're looking into these things of the soul, if you're looking into healing, if you're looking into spirituality, if you're looking into understanding the God that is within you. You'll eventually find out that you are the same Creator. It's just that on a smaller scale. So, when this whole Christianity issue morphed or metamorphosized to become what it is today, there was a point, or there was a section in Christianity which was called gnosis. Gnosis meaning the knowers. But because this branch of Christianity advocated for you being the God, was obviously not adopted going forward. Because you have to understand how earth-shattering that concept is. Because if you were to put it in your head, if you were to understand all the ancient texts that have been trying to teach us, that the God that you've been looking for, it's the God that is within you. There will not be need, or there will not be a need for you to go to church. And we all know that Christianity or religion, there's a whole lot amount of trillions and trillions and trillions there. Some of it, it's not my idea. Some of it has been exposed quite recently, if, of course, you've not been living under the rock. Some of them have been exposed as prosperity gospel. So there's money there. Trillions and trillions. In as far as I know, on institutions that actually wreak a whole lot amount of money, you got the religion, followed by the big pharma. So those are the things that when you start talking about, you meddling with people's bottom lines. And obviously you're not going to be plausibly received. You're probably going to gain a name of a conspiracy theorist. But we all know that whatever that we're speaking about is not conspiracy. These are the things that are happening. It just takes a bit of an inkling. Like what Nelson Mandela once said. Nelson Mandela once said, evil goes on because people with good intentions are quiet. Because you don't want to be called conspiracy theorist. You don't want to be banned out there. You don't want to be called a charlatan. You don't want to be called this. But it's okay. If you're happy with that, it's all right still. Now, that part of Christianity was obviously dropped that is gnosis. But there's a fundamental history that is behind this. Because you will know, even before the religion that we know today as Christianity or any other religion, Africans, before they were colonized, had their own religion. African religion. But now this African religion obviously was a full part of religion, not half. Africans knew that if you're looking for God, go no further but look inside of yourself. Africans knew that when you're looking for the Creator, go no further but go inside of yourself. That is why wherever when you go on ancient temples, whenever when you go at, like in Egypt for an example, there's an axiom or an African proverb that goes like, man, know thyself. Because it's through knowing yourself when then you will know God. I think there was a quote from Mark Twain that says, I started looking for God and I found myself. I started looking for myself and I found God. So where's God? Now you'll understand why gnosis was wiped off. You'll understand why African religion was wiped off. You'll understand why our grandmothers and our grandfathers were called witches. Because they could understand as to how to work with the energies, which is what gnosis. Network, come on. Peladinsa. Can somebody please tell me if the network is fine? Because here I am, I'm ranting and I'm going on and on. I don't know if you guys got the last part, because I want to hurry up with this for me to get to what we're talking about today. It's fine. All right, cool. Thank you very much, Malebu. Thank you. I can see that you're busy with the likes. And if you guys are here and you like whatever that we're talking about, please like the page. You can also follow the brother while you edit. Even if you don't understand what is it that we're talking about, like it nonetheless, comply and you'll complain later. You're helping your brother out. And who knows, by liking this, by improving the algorithm, this information will get to somebody who needs to hear it. Probably is you. So what we do as well is the giftings are open. I don't like setting up the goal or the target because I know that there's people that would like to give more. So if I put the target up there, that might limit you. Nonetheless, if you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so as well by doing the likes. That is the double tapping of the screen. It helps us a lot with the algorithm. It helps us go a little bit further because whatever that the traction it creates, it tends to be translated to the whatever, so that we can be able to buy the datas and to further go on with this research. So the issue about the gnosis, what does it have to do with the Scientology? At some point you have to understand that you have to start working at your energies for you to be able to be fine. Gone are the days where you only have to work on your body. Gone are the days where you only need to pop a Compral or Grandpa to make the headache go away. The headache, it's symptomatic. It's not the illness that you have to deal with. The illness that you have to deal with, it's on a metaphysical level. It's on a non-physical level. It's on that energy that pumps your lungs. It's on that energy that makes your heart beat. That's what we're talking about here on this channel. So that's why I say, if you don't understand what is it that we're talking about, but you just like whatever that we're talking about, stick around for the next few minutes, because today we're talking about the fear and the soul. I haven't actually spoken about it yet. We're just addressing some of the few questions that came about. Now, with that being done, I want us to talk about meditation. We have a WhatsApp group /book club /family soon to become a meditation group, because I see a lot of people are proposing it to say, yeah, we need to collectively meditate, so that we can help each other out, because I know meditation is not really as easy as people sell it, or as we might have sold it. It's not a walk in a park, because when you sit down, when you meditate, you are actually coming face to face with your true self, with your non-physical self. And that can be traumatic, because there are some of the traumas that you thought you dealt with. The traumas could be coming from your childhood. The traumas could be coming from by the time when you were still in your mother's womb. The traumas could be coming from when your mom and your dad passed through those 23, making 46 chromosomes, which is you at this day. The traumas are not only on your present physical life. Your traumas are going beyond your mom, your mom's mom, your great-grandfather, great-grandmother. By the way, for you guys who don't have an idea what is it that we're talking about the study of epigenetics. You know, we got the genetics part, then you got the epigenetics. Back in the 18th century, who's this chap? George Mendel, the father of genes. I laugh all the time because, I mean, these guys, they like taking everything. They say the father of this, the father of this. But funny enough, I haven't heard them saying the mother of this and the mother of that. Which, by the way, us as Africans, we hold women, we hold feminine energy at the highest honor. According to African religion, woman is God. You better believe it. File it somewhere at the back of your head. You'll make use of it whenever. Or whenever when you're getting deep into your studies, you know, you'll figure it out. So we have to be very intentional about this energy that we're dealing with, particularly when it comes to the issue of meditation. I have to say this. Meditation is not for all the people. I know it's going to come across a little bit controversial because if you go to YouTube, they're talking about meditation. When you go to TikTok, everybody's talking about meditation. You go to the bookstores, meditation. You go to this, it's meditation. And everybody's like, is this thing a fad or is this thing something that's supposed to help me? The reason why I say that it's this. The true meaning of the word meditation, obviously here we're going to have to go to a little bit of linguistics. We're going to go to a little bit of etymology, epistemology, as to how the word came about. You'll see that, or you'll know that when you buy a dictionary, some will say Oxford Dictionary, version this and that and that. If you buy another dictionary, some will give you etymological ways. But the higher obviously you go, or the far way back you go, the more costlier they become, because some of the etymological dictionaries carry the true meaning of the words. It's very important because as we got civilized, a lot of things were translated and a lot of things were transliterated. A lot of baggages were placed on some words and a lot of significances were taken out of some words. So there's a whole lot amount of mix-up here. So if you're interested in knowing your true self, you have to somehow branch into the true original meaning of things. The true etymological meaning of meditation means to know yourself. That's all that it means. Now, when I say meditation, it's not for everyone. This is what I was saying. There are a lot of ways on how you can get to know yourself. One of them is being mindful. It's being present. It's being aware. Master Eckhart Tolle, I don't know why they call him Master Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book, The Power of Now. If you don't have that book, make sure that you get yourself a PDF copy. If you don't have a plaque, you can get hold of me. My numbers are here on the bio. You can send me a WhatsApp. We normally share these books in a WhatsApp group /book club. If you want to be part of it, of course you can do that. How do you do it? You follow me. That is, if you haven't followed me yet, you go to my bio right here on the same platform. There's a link there. You click that link, it will send you to the WhatsApp group. And if you struggling with the link, you can send me a WhatsApp on my number That's my functional number, so I can add you on, and I can send you some of the books. And if you have any books or any other book that you wanna you want, you can send it to me. I'll try to see what I can be able to do. And the same goes for you as well. If you're busy reading something, send it in a WhatsApp group. Stop hoarding. You know, this issue of hoarding, it's a problem. It's so much of a problem that people are also hoarding their pains. People can't let them go. Those are some of the things that we talk about here on a channel. But back to this thing of meditation. Before you get into an act of meditation, you're somehow going to have to solidify yourself psychologically. We all know of cases of people that wanted to go spiritual, cases that went wrong, cases whereby they found themselves at psychiatric hospitals, because when you start dealing with this energy, you're dealing with the most potent energy that you've ever seen. If you don't understand what is it that I'm talking about, some people might have heard about this Kundalini thingy. Some people might have heard about the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the melatonin, the melanin, the serotonin, the endocrine, the blah, blah, blah. All those things. All those scientific terms are nothing but sections that try to explain this energy that Africans always knew about. Why do you think Africans could communicate to the clouds? Why do you think us as Africans, we still have this ability when it's about to rain, we're like, yeah, stop it right there. It's because we understand that whatever that we're dealing with, it's a very potent and a powerful energy. So when I say meditation is not for everyone, I'm merely saying don't be going around making mistake that religion once did. The fact that you know something, you go around bashing it on people's head to be like, yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, you have to read this. Yeah, you have to be saved. Yeah, you have to be converted. It's the same fault that spiritual people tend to make as well. The fact that you know about the chakras now, that you have the seven main chakras, which is your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat, your third ventricle, your crown. Now all of a sudden you go to work, you want to tell people about it. You're sitting with your wife or your husband, you want to talk about it. Don't do that. I know it's very exciting, but you need to be very careful that our psychological makeup, it's not designed the same. At some point, some of the things might be very, very premature, and instead of actually releasing that energy that has been laying dormant, you might actually even kill yourself. There are cases right here on the platform of people that awoke this energy prematurely, and unfortunately, it did a whole lot amount of guk. This leads me to the question that came about of doing the collective meditation in a WhatsApp group. I am for it all the time. Because when I say all the time, don't be dismayed. Because you're going to have to realize at some point you're going to have to graduate from doing meditation right there at your corner in your house, doing meditation right there, wherever where you're hiding yourself. You have to understand that your existence has to be an act of meditation. Your existence has to be an indication of mindfulness. Why do you think sometimes I normally ask you, what color socks do you have on? When you left at home, your significant other, what were they wearing? When you drove to work, were you really mindful the whole road? Since you woke up this morning, can you recollect from you getting your head off the pillow, sitting on the side of the bed? Some people don't even know what color their slippers are. It's because a lot of people are not living in the present. Some people might be at church thinking about the club. People will be at the club thinking about the church. Some people are at home, but they're thinking about work. Some people are at work, but they're thinking about home. It's an energy leak. Whenever when you're trapped by your past, whenever when you're trapped by your imagination, that's an energy leak. That's a blessing if you're living in the now. Because the now, it's like what Eckhart Tolle says, the now knows no judgment. The now knows no fear. The now knows no grudges. The now knows no anger. The now knows nothing, but it's just here. I mean, like a lot of people are here listening to me on TikTok, but their brains are there. Thank you, Caesar. Thank you, Caesar. That gives you a bit of a... Because a whole lot of people that are on this channel are so quiet. I don't even know whatever that I'm talking about if I'm missing the whole point. Some people are looking at me and thinking. But then, that's how the exoteric knowledge has messed us up. Exoteric knowledge is the knowledge that is perceptible by 5 senses. Exoteric knowledge, it's the knowledge that will entertain talks like load shedding. Exoteric knowledge is the knowledge that will talk about podcasts. Exoteric knowledge is the knowledge that will talk about degrees, houses, cars, bank balances. However, on the other hand, you have this so-called esoteric knowledge. This is the knowledge that seeks to study the nature of creation, or the creation of nature, as to how the fabric of existence is. This is the knowledge that tends to understand what fear is, what is the soul. So if maybe perhaps you don't understand, you're sticking around there, you don't even know what is it that we're talking about, write it somewhere or file it somewhere in your brain. It might become handy on your journey. I don't know what journey are you on, but all that I can say from the bottom of my heart, all the best. Because healing is not easy. Forgiving is not easy. Letting go, it's not easy. Becoming whole, it's not easy. Some days you're going to have to come against points of view or parts of you that are very scary, very grotesque, very hideous. But you're going to have to do it, because if you want to ascend and go somewhere else, you're going to have to let go of fear. Because fear paralyzes you. Fear holds you back. The fear of becoming one-on-one with yourself. It's the reason why a whole lot amount of people, according to the Eastern mythology, that a lot of people keep on reincarnating, assuming this box again. Because there are lessons that we have to learn here to expand our consciousness. Back to this thing of meditation quickly. I was just sharing a bit on what we want to talk about of the fear and the soul, hey? But I want to talk about the group meditation. So a lot of people are saying that we need to meditate collectively at 5 o'clock in the morning. I want us to take that communication a bit further in a WhatsApp group, because it has some logistical issues, as to who can hop on at that time. Some people will tell you that they don't have 1,000 followers, so they can't go live. Maybe perhaps it might work if we were to look at the different platform. And this platform that I'm talking about is the platform of connecting with one another without wires, Wi-Fi. It's not anything taboo, it's Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi works like that. How do you think Wi-Fi works? You're connecting on a Wi-Fi, but there's no wire connecting to your phone. Since we're speaking about the soul as well today, there's an ability for us to connect. Because the connection has nothing to do with the wires. The connection has nothing to do with knowing your color. The connection has nothing to do knowing where do you work. But the connection is all about resonance. Since we're talking about the energies. Remember, energy is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. It's everywhere, it's anywhere. It can do the fuck whatever that it wants to do. So if you guys are up for that, we can do it collectively at 5 o'clock in the morning. But somehow we're going to have to calibrate ourselves mentally, because here's an issue with group meditation. We have to solidify ourselves, because some of the energies, when they come, they will come vibrating at the lower resonance. And when I say some energies, I mean the energies that all of us have. I mean, you have the energies. You are an energy combustion machine, in case you haven't picked it up. If you guys haven't been following me since we started, since last year, May, we've made a headway to understand that we are not only a physical being, but we are also a non-physical being. We are also an energetical being. We are also an emotional being, blah, blah, blah. These are some of the things that we're going to be talking about on the retreat that we're having on the 24th and the 25th of March. By the way, for the people that don't know, we got the retreat that is coming on the 24th and 25th of March. The registrations are ending up, I think, tomorrow. If you want to get more details about it, you can send me a WhatsApp. Then I can send you your details to somebody that is dealing up with that. So the retreat is coming on the 24th and the 25th of March. It's going to be on a Saturday. We're all going to get there 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have all our activities leading to Sunday morning. So we're going to be talking. We're going to be doing a whole lot amount of exercises. One of them is breathing. We're going to be dishing out some of the materials that I would have personally written. This is me culminating all the information that one has picked up over time, so that when you want to deal with things, you can just go to say, oh, arthritis, or constipation, or high libido, or this and that. And by the way, this is not new information. I just took some time and I synthesized it. So that's some of the things that are going to be happening there. And a lot, obviously. So it's on the 24th and the 25th. If you haven't been to an excursion, or if you haven't been to a camp, this is going to be a beautiful experience for you. We're going to be having it, I understand, geographically a bit far. We're going to be having it in Free State, KwaXhwachwa. If you want to know why we chose the place, check out the YouTube video that I did about the earth chakras, the energy lines. Some people call it vortexes. These are the energy spots. Why do you think these guys, when they go and pray, they don't just go and pray standing here. They go pray going somewhere else. I'm talking about the religious chaps. So in that video that I did on YouTube, I speak about as to why or how churches have been built. Churches have been strategically built at energy points. Think. They don't just get. So the reason why we're going there, if you want to get the answer, hurry up and get to that YouTube channel. Check it out. If you don't know the link, join the WhatsApp group. If you don't know where the WhatsApp group is, send me a WhatsApp. My number is right here on the same platform. When you follow me, you go to my homepage. There my number is there. Send me a number so that we can talk about it. Let me see how much time I have. I want to say something about fear also. Okay, 10 minutes left. Cool. And a lot of people that have went to the YouTube, thank you very much for subscriptions. Thank you very much, Nikita, for the gifts. You guys are actually making brother's life possible. Because I don't like talking about it a lot, because it tends to take me to a very dark, areas of my life. And I'm not that good talking about myself. Instead, I just like breaking down. But I'm not here about myself. We're here to share about the knowledge. So for you guys that have checked out YouTube channels, please take note. They are unedited. They are as raw as they are. I took the recordings that we did on TikTok. Obviously, at some points, English might have left me. At some points, my understanding might have deserted me. And I really, really appreciate if you guys can comment, if you guys can correct me, if you guys maybe perhaps want us to cover a certain topic. You can send it. I mean, last night we were talking about Scientology. I was grinning as I was researching it, because somebody was like, would you talk about it? I didn't have an idea as to what the heck was it. So I took my time, I researched it. We spoke at length about it last night. And what a fascinating conceptions that they have. But by the way, let's get back to today's topic. Today we're talking about fear and soul. And if you want to know more about it, I'm going to be talking about it at 2 o'clock this evening. Yay! I had something ringing in my head and I see that you gave me a cap. Look at God. Thank you very much, Lebu. Nikita, thank you very much for the roses. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. You guys, I'm so flabbergasted. Now, today we're talking about fear and soul. Join me at 2 o'clock. We're talking about it at length. I'll probably speak about some of the few things that we can do to release the fear that we have, but neuroscientifically so, not from me. When I say neuroscientifically so, you'll know that when it comes to science, there's a branch that solely studies the brain. That science is called neuroscience. Just to give you a bit, I know I'm going to be putting a horse in front of the cart, counting my chicks before the eggs hatch. Hey, English! Yeah, English is such a beautiful language, especially if you can play around with it. It's a problem if it plays around with you, which it often does, especially for the last 2 days. I don't know where my English data went, but at least you can hear I went and, got recharged. According to neuroscience, in our third ventricle, our midbrain, this is our limbic brain. If you guys are wondering how many brains do we have, we only have one, but obviously it has. In Sotho they'll call them levels. In English, you guys will call them levels. There's an area in our third ventricle which is called amygdala. Amygdala, it's a Latin borrowed word, or is it Greek borrowed word? But you'll know, when you start talking about medicine, you have to speak about a whole lot amount of Latin terms. People that have been deep into linguistics, or if you didn't know, 50% of English language is borrowed. So English is a very feeble way of speaking. What do I call amygdala in Sotho bana? But nonetheless, back to the topic. Hey, my poto! Eish, come on, man. How to join? Joe, there's my number there. Or maybe if you got the pen, let me just say them for you. 083 365 8527. It's an MTN number. Occasionally it also receives some airtimes and some e-wallets. The brother got to keep the lights on. Like, I was checking in my family this coming month for me. I got 3 birthdays. My word, you can just imagine. So if you feel for the brother, so send me the number there, Joe. Send me a WhatsApp, then I can add you to the WhatsApp group. We're sharing the books there. We're sharing up the links. We're sharing a whole lot amount of things. So the reason why I want to speak about fear today is because our amygdala, which is our alarm system, it's always on. And we're going to have to switch it off, because if we don't switch it off anytime soon, our bodies are creating toxic hormones. Our bodies are firing energy in a misfired way. Our electricity cannot find its full expression. Our souls cannot find fulfillment. Because remember, for your journey to be completed here, I don't know what yours is. I'm still trying to figure out mine, but so far, I've gotten the story that all of us came here to do something. We didn't just come here, to eat and poop and sleep. Yeah, we can do that, but we came to do more. That's why people talk about purposes, people talk about journeys, people talk about soul contracts, blah, blah, blah. You missed the number. It's 083 365 8527. So if somebody can just type it for Joe so that Joe can get it. But in case maybe, Joe, you don't get it, join in at 2 o'clock. We're going to be live again. And maybe perhaps at that time, the link would be working. So for some reason, your existence has what we call the hardware and the software. The hardware is your body. The software is your psyche. Your psyche obviously includes your electrical self, magnetic self, mental body, emotional body. It includes your soul as well. It includes your spirit. It includes all those parasympathetic factors as well. Things that flow your blood, pumps your lungs. Africans knew this as your energy being. That's why Basotho batla ho bolella, or Africans will tell you, if you were to die right here, Africans will say, "O re siile." They have left us. What is left? Because the body is still here, isn't it? But Basotho batla ho bolella, "O re siile," meaning that which was true you has left. This thing here, it's a persona. A persona, when you go to Greek, Goddess D. Hey, lightsaber network here. I think it's static. I know I still have 5 minutes left. Oh, TikTok like it's kicking me out. Derek, Sibo. Can somebody please tell me if... Away, Derek. Are you good, bro? Joe, did you come right with the WhatsApp group? But if you didn't, you can join us at 2 o'clock, and the same goes for everybody else. If you want to join up the WhatsApp group, the /book club, where we're sharing some of the resources, some of the books, some of the links. This is where we're also talking about the logistics that we're putting together about the retreat that we're having on the 24th and the 25th, which, by the way, the registrations are ending up tomorrow. This is because we have to logistically fix things. You know, we got to prepare the meals, we got to prepare how many tents are we going to be getting, we're going to prepare how many chairs and the venue that we're going to need, because we were looking into taking around about like 40 people. So far, the registration are coming out all right, and but we still have, you know, spots. If you want to, you know, hop on quickly, join in the WhatsApp group, or you can send me a WhatsApp I'll send you out more information about the retreat, because we're going to be talking about exactly the same things. But we're hoping that when we come back from there, actually we know, because, you know, when you in the age of Aquarius, we no longer work with belief or hopes. You have to be certain, bro. So the thing is, we have a whole lot amount of energies that we're going to have to clean. And now these energies that we're going to have to clean, we're not going to use anything else, but we're going to use our minds. Because remember, we are on a journey of reminding ourselves. We are on a journey of reminding ourselves. We understand that the laws or the principles that govern the earth is all is mind and mind is all. This is what our ancestors taught and still teach us. It's just that we decided to forget. So we have to remember. So we're going to have to encase or decase, we're going to have to break down the yin and the yangs. You know, a lot of us are driven by masculine energies. That's why we got ulcers. That's why a whole lot amount of people are dry. That's why a whole lot amount of people are impotent. That's why a whole lot amount of people are suffering from erectile dysfunctions. That's why a whole lot amount of us are suffering from high blood. High blood is nothing but because the masculine energy is burning, because fire is a masculine energy. So we're going to have to work on those elements. So if you want to know more about that, obviously send me a WhatsApp or comment in a WhatsApp group. For you guys who have the numbers that you need to contact about the retreat, please facilitate that communication, because we're going to be wrapping it up, because the next stage is coming now. We're going to be collecting all the numbers of the people that have registered, so that we can start logisticalizing their transports. What is it that you're going to eat? If you don't like a tent, we don't have any other, but you're going to have to sleep in a tent. But beautiful tents. I mean, these are not like those tents. I mean, you're talking about the 5-star tents. There's a video that has been circulating in a WhatsApp group, obviously showing you the accommodation that we're looking into. I know that some people are vegetarians. We're obviously going to have to cater for those. Some people are going to be flying from Cape Town. I know that somebody that's coming from Cape Town, or 2 people. Somebody's coming from Eastern Cape. So there's a whole lot. So we're going to have to logisticalize that. Why? In case you're wondering why now you're closing it today or tomorrow, it's because of that. But if you're intending to do that, please get your name down so that we can know how to cater for you. It's the first time for us as well. So logistically, it's a nightmare. I can't touch any other subject now. Please join me at 2 o'clock so that we can talk about the fear in the soul, because we're going to have to transmutate. We're going to have to go higher. We're going to have to heal. And in order for us to do that, we're going to have to start knowing ourselves. We're going to have to start developing wisdom. We're going to have to unlearn a lot.